We have over 70 companies that are scattered around among 6 different sites, each one with a site manager. 2 of them are technology incubators, restricted to technology only, and the others are all mixed use. And the typical approach is that they'll be sponsored by a city and county government and then the university as well. So the companies come to us in many cases because they don't know what they don't know. So we help them discover that and advise them on and give them connections around town, connections at the university, and we help them with connections with investors and how to pitch to investors and put their best foot forward when they first approach the investment community. The main reason in their mind as to why they come to us is because they think all they need is money. Then the discovery process begins, and we find out that there are several other things that they also need in addition to money. And then they begin to realize that too. Coaching is a big factor. Engineers, scientists have a difficult time staying focused sometimes, and so we work with focus. And they don't like to network. We work with them on networking and tell them, you're going to have to get out and get known in the community. So networking is a big factor. Presenting to investors is a big thing. And just boiling their business plan down and then getting them to understand that, in fact, what you're doing is selling a piece of your company when you talk to an investor. You're not selling them on the technology or that they ought to buy your product. So those are the folks that come to us. What they think they want when they first come to us is quite different than what we discover after a couple of months of talking. We've had some interesting companies in the areas of optics and photonics, because we have a college of optics and photonics, lasers, and using lasers in unusual ways, not only medical, but one company has a device that's, I won't get into the technology of it, but that has a device that helps to focus lasers for either use in medical or in defense-related areas. And they've grown tremendously. Still their largest customer is the Department of Defense contractors, the prime contractors. But they've done some wonderful work in that area. We have another company that just came into the incubator that uses a laser to determine coagulability of blood, so that instead of using wet lab methods that you have to run over and do and then come back and make adjustments, you can get a real-time reading on where the blood is relative to thickness and coagulability. My background, I started as a chemist, interestingly enough, and worked as a chemist for about 3 or 4 years. I soon discovered that I liked interacting with people more than standing in the lab with the same 12 chemists or microbiologists or whatever, so I branched out and got into management with a large pharmaceutical and medical device company and spent 13 years with them, and then I moved on to a consulting company. Then I started my own company, a chemical company, ran it for about 5 years. Then I left and went and started a consulting company to work with medical device companies that were waiting for medical approval, FDA approval of their medical devices. And then I found my way over to the University of Central Florida and been there for about 10 years now, and a little over 10 years. And watched this thing grow. University of Central Florida is huge. They enrolled over 50,000 students this fall, so it's the 6th largest university in the country. So it's grown tremendously. We've kind of grown along with that, but there's a lot of technology that's going to come out of there, and we're really excited about a new medical city that's coming in, and we're going to have a college of medicine there, and going to have some very large hospitals that are already starting to build the facility. A couple of research institutes are going to be opening up there, so that's going to be a big thing as well. So it's been a fun ride for me personally, because we've helped over 130 companies since we've been open in 1999. We're anticipating a biotech incubator there, and probably will firm up this year sometime, and that'll require some expenditure and some partners, some city, county governments, and a variety of funding sources to help us with that, because it'll be a large undertaking. But we're looking forward to it. Frankly, it's going to be a great opportunity for us to get more involved in life sciences.